Just do it. That's the catchword there, is literally just do it. Yeah, most people, even stark beginners will be looking at me doing something. What you've said is exactly correct. They start doing the movements rather than letting them happen. So, people will see me doing maybe a move like this, and there'll be a slight, as you say, there'll be a slight little vibration at the end of my hand. But if you try and do that, you can't do it. You can't do the vibration, But so people who see my hands doing it, they think, oh, Earl does this, so yep, I'm going to do this at the end of it, you see. So, yeah, people have literally just, and this is what comes from, but, that's okay. Years down the track, then they'll start to realize, and the seed that I planted for them in the beginning will then start to grow. But yeah, if you do Tai Chi, if you try to force it to before you're ready, in other words, it won't happen. And that's the only danger that I see, is that people try to do it like I do it before they're ready. And that's just human nature, I guess. But at least they're seeing me do it. So that's the reason that I do all this stuff at this level. That's my job, to go places and hold a workshop and show them what it's like from up here.
Look, I think that, like, for me personally, it just sort of every time I see you, it just another light bulb goes on and another light bulb. So as you know, I do virtually travel halfway around the world sometimes just to spend a day or two with you. But in the end, it's worth it. It really is. And then usually it takes me years to even sometimes go back and go, that's what he really meant. But at least I've seen it. That's what I think that people really have got to put the effort in and see you and see Eli. Like, I've got to say, hopefully you can't hear, but I was just so impressed that from the last time I saw Eli to the time I saw him this year, how he's progressed and how he's progressed in his teaching style too. It's quite true that sometimes if you just listen without watching, you'll be thinking, oh, that's Earl's behind me. He's got his own stories, but they're very Earlish, but they're his stories now, and it's just beautiful to watch, because I've known Eli for a long time, and it's nearly like being a proud uncle to watch him and just to see what he is doing and his own way of doing classes. It's very physical, his classes, which I really love. Like, your classes are physical too, but he tends to just, like with youth, take it up the notch and really get us to throw ourselves around and do ourselves physical damage for the fun of it, which was enjoyable. But I really love the fact that how watching him develop and blossom but just don't tell him that.
Oh, fantastic. Yeah, well, it pleases me as well to see Eli. He's sitting over there, so I can't say too much about him. He won't be able to get through the fucking door. It's getting to the stage now where I don't care where he goes in the world. He's got the information now, and he can literally hold his own. But he's not a pugilist, if you like. He's just a normal person, and that takes me right back to when I first started. I realized that we're just people, we're just human beings who have gained a little bit of knowledge, I mean, I've learned stuff from you too, Colin. So don't, I mean, I've learned stuff about the feet from you that correlate with exactly what I've been teaching about Tai Chi over the years, and I still tell stories about our famous podiatrist in Australia, correlating this stuff with me about special bones in the feet. So everything works both ways,
But what I'd like to finish this because I'll just keep on going for hours and hours. Um, but just to make people, your last statement nearly it sounds like a swan song for you, that Eli will come and you'll go off and into the wild blue yonder. But I can never see, because I see you evolving all the time. Like from when I've known you, you're constantly evolving, and I think there'll always be something that you'll want to teach us. Um, so I don't ever see you going off into the wild blue yonder, changing what you do, yes, but never. I think we'll have to prop you up when you're 100 and show us something. Am I right, or just to make sure?
Yeah, that's yeah, that's correct. I'll. There've been many times, for instance, when I've thought about literally retiring, then some exciting area will pop up that I haven't taught people, and someone will start getting healthy or something from what I'm teaching them. So that'll kick me into gear again to start doing stuff again. Yeah, I'll hopefully I'll die with my boots on, in other words, or with my guitar in my hand.
Yeah.
That's what I'd like to be doing.
Yeah.
Die at a bloody seminar or something. That'd be fantastic.
Well, I don't think you'll be doing that just yet, the dying part anyway. But we'll finish off with
Let's hope not.
we'll finish off with one thing that Eli did say, that, and hopefully we'll all take it the right way. Is Eli said we should all be very thankful that you haven't made your fortune out of playing music and acting, that you've had to make your money out of teaching us Tai Chi. That we really should be thankful that you didn't go off and make your fortune in the music industry.
Yeah, well, look, I wouldn't be alive had I made my fortune in the music business anyway, because the rock business, the pop business, it's you have to be a certain type of person to do that stuff. And although I love the music and I love the artistic side of recording songs, writing songs, performing, and everything. Yeah, had I became a famous, well, I was famous for a little while, but had I continued in that vein, I probably would have been dead, because of what most pop and rock stars get into. So yeah, I guess we have the fact. I never thought of that before, but yeah, as you say, or as Eli has said, thank goodness I didn't continue in that vein, because I wouldn't have done the stuff that I've done now. And in retrospect, of course, that was meant to be my life. That was my God, if you like, God's idea that I should take on this stuff and do all this. And in the autumn of my life, I'm starting to get back into the music and really enjoying it. I've just released a new album, in fact. So hopefully I can do both now that I'm old enough to know better. You can use that.
Oh, very good. But I'll finish off with this, is that I personally am very grateful that you do give so much. And you give so much, but also that, and I try and respect that this is your job, like the Tai Chi is really your job and your career, and that you deserve to have other interests as well, like your music and and I just would like all of us to respect that you can have your other interests. It doesn't mean you're going to abandon all your raving fans, that you're allowed to be a disciplinary person. You're allowed to have interests outside of your work. We all like that ourselves. We don't want to be labelled as one thing.
Yeah, that well said.
All right. Well,
can't say any more. I can't add any more to that.
Well, with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to piss. I shouldn't say that. I'm going to push the end button, and we'll finish recording. But I'm definitely going to come back and we're going to do lots more little interviews on specific topics. for people, because I've got a list of things that we still didn't cover that lots of people wanted answered, but I've got to be able to edit this and put it up on a website. So I think we've gone for over an
Well, good
hour.
luck.
It's another
Yeah,
technical challenge. All right, so
yeah.
with
Okay, mate.
with that, I'm going to say thank you, and your raving fans, thank you as well.